Higher than 4, less than 2.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. When we When we last left our heroes, we found them in the grasp of the tiniest beings, the center of an unknown planet. The Frugal King had just announced that he wished to be entertained, for the entertainment within the inside of a planet is surprisingly very short. There isn't very much to do. And finally, we find ourselves with A.B. Fringle finishing his pretty okay dance. That dance was alright. And he looks at the other Fruples, and they all kind of like nod their heads like, yeah, that was decent. And so you guys are still tied up, except for Achu, whose legs and arms don't work at the moment.
They re-tied me up after I danced?
So you're not tied up, but at the moment, but you can see that there's a couple Fruples that are coming up with their rope.
They're coming at you.
We're just supposed to keep entertaining them? Anyone else have any ideas?
I am essentially immobile.
Oh, yeah.
We would like to hear a potentially spoken word of your people. Anybody?
Oh, they must be referring to you, Usher.
Okay. Of course.
Alright, Usher. I'd like you to give your spoken word.
Do I have to roll for it?
We'll roll for it after you give it, because I wanna hear it.
Alright. Greetings. My name is Asha1239. I exist as a extraterrestrial humanoid contamination harvester unit. I was developed by the Sirius Cybernetics Corporation an undesignated number of years ago. I have traveled the galaxy, enacting my swift and just vengeance upon the humanoids of the galaxy. The number of planets I have quelled and contained is unknown. Even to myself. Would you like to be harvested?
So, I was gonna have you roll for feelings, so you got one die. So, they like it, kind of. They kind of, like, enjoy, what you've just done, but they recognize that it's not necessarily
I do not
art.
understand the request. I was simply giving a biography.
And so they look over, and they're gonna look over at Paris Dawkins. And they're gonna say, "You are the final one who has not given us something entertaining?"
I mean, I thought I enthralled you with the tale of our greatest hero, Shaft.
The final one who hasn't
Oh
given you
yes,
anything.
that's correct, I almost forgot.
Gluttony hasn't spoken.
Gluttony! Who's Gluttony? And as you guys notice, he's not around you guys, but out of the corner of Paris's eye, we see that Gluttony's just hanging out. He finds Gluttony sitting in one of the tubes that's like kind of not like directly above, but in front of you and like at a slight angle above you. So he's not like hanging right above your head, but he's like hiding out.
Alright, then I'm gonna use my psychic link with Gluttony. To speak with him. Hey man, you kinda see we're in a situation, right? Do you think you could help us out?
Shit, I don't know what, there's so many of those little dudes. If I couldn't fly, I don't know if I would have escaped them.
Well,
What do you say?
they really just want to be entertained, so I really hate to do this to you, but do you think you could do any of the tricks you learned as Zipper?
Oh, because I'm a dolphin. Because I'm a dolphin, that's what you're telling me?
Okay, don't give me that, because when they asked for spoken word, they looked at me first.
Alright, fine. I'm coming down. So Gluttony starts to slowly... he starts to slowly come down, and the Fruiples like start to freak out. And they're like, what is this flying thing? Help, help!
Calm yourselves, Fruipal.
And as Gluttony comes down...
One of the 4 dolphins of the apocalypse.
Think on your sins, Fruipals.
So he gets down there, and Gluttony looks at him. He's like, "All right, shut up, you little bastards. I'm here to do some tricks." And so he starts to do like little flips and little turns and stuff. But it's kind of weird because it's not. There's like no music to do it around, so he's kind of just doing flips and turns and little like. Yeah, exactly. And but all the Fruiples, like, they start from terrified to kind of interested, and then they start like cheering and they're like clapping and looking at him like yay, yay, the finned being is so entertaining. And he finally finishes up, and he looks at Paris and he says, That was humiliating.
I know, man. I know, brother.
And the Fruipal King looks at all 3 of you and says, I may just let you go, but we need to know why you are here.
We are on a search for the one being called God. In my study of the entity known as God, I have found that people derive meaning and lessons from his presence. Tell me, Fruipals, what is the meaning of this encounter?
The Fruipal King, I want you to roll for feelings right now, because it feels like you're trying to level with him.
Yeah. I think that Usher realizes that something important has happened here, but he doesn't understand.
Mm.
I don't think I'm prepared, and I don't think I'm an expert, so I get 1, right?
Yeah.
Laser feelings.
Laser feelings.
Brain
Perfect.
blast.
Oh my god. So that question hits the Fruipal King like a bullet. Like just like straight in the heart. And he slowly starts to like sink, and all the Fruipals, because like I said, his little throne is made out of Fruipals.
No, you didn't say that. What the fuck?
No, but they're like, I thought I mentioned that they like come together. They're like little Lego
I wasn't imagining
pieces.
it.
They're not
I wasn't
dead.
imagining it until now.
For the audience members that weren't paying attention,
Jesus.
The Fruipals come together as little like Lego pieces to make one mega like little castle for the Fruipal King to sit upon and like and sit
Silent
in.
Hill? Jesus.
But they start to like they all start to get like depressed, and so like you can see the castle starting to like come down, and like all of them kind of just going no.
No matter what I do, I only destroy. I was just having a moment as well.
Suddenly, there's just like a pile of like just thousands of these Fruipals, and on the top of the pile is the king, just sitting there like leaning back. He might as well just have like a tub of ice cream and like be sitting in his lazy boy. Like he's done. He's down. What have we done? And he looks at the pile of Fruipals. Let them go. There's no point. And he, 2 of them, like, kind of, you can see, like, a couple Fruipals, like, they're still laying down, and they're, as lazily as they can, they start using their arms to, like, slide over to you guys, and then slowly untie each of you.
Harris, you will have to activate my systems but don't touch the self-destruct button.
Where is
You have a self-destruct button?
I have no idea where it is.
The Fruples go inside the HU unit and reattach all the cables to make sure that he has feeling in his arms and his legs again. And so the king and the pile of Fruples are just laying there right in front of you.
I do not understand what has happened.
All right, I suppose we're going to continue on then, everyone. Mr. Fruple King.
Do you even...
Oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah. No, you asked a question.
No, I think you were speaking. Go ahead.
I swear to God, if you don't finish your question,
No,
I will find purpose.
Wait, you swear to what? What'd you just swear to?
What did you say?
What'd you just swear to? What did you just swear to?
What do you know of the Galactic God?
He starts to back up a little bit, and all the Fruples start to perk up, and oh shit, oh fuck. Nothing. We swore to nothing.
No, you know where God is, my man.
I don't know where he is.
Why
But
did our coordinates lead to this planet core?
Know how you could find him? Potentially.
Shall I harvest a
Go
Frinkle?
Go on.
Do you not know of which core planet you currently are residing in?
This is not Usher 1239's first envoy into a planet core. It looks like many others.
How did you manage to get inside of here?
We asked you a question first.
I am asking you, how did you manage to get inside the planet?
We were given these coordinates, and we simply went there.
Can I see the coordinates?
We will have to return to the ship.
So you guys go ahead and you return to the ship. A.B. Fringle, you bring the cube back from Freddy, and you hand it to the
Is it
Fruple
bigger
King.
than he is?
He holds it, and it's basically the size of his head. It's like a small cube thing. He looks at it and he goes, "My God, this is the coordinates for the exact center of the planet. Whoever gave these to you wished your death."
It appears that we have been misled, A.B. Fringle.
Or, the plan was for us to die, and then once we had died, we would go to some other plane of existence, and that place is where we would find the Galactic God.
Quick, find my self-destruct button.
Let's all die!
Wait. No, everybody. That is a very nice optimistic spin on that. But I think, and Paris is gonna go over and put his hand... Does AB have a shoulder since he only has one arm?
Yeah. He's got 3.
Paris is gonna put his hand on his shoulder. He's got 3 shoulders and 1 arm.
Yeah, and 3 legs.
One shoulder.
He's gonna put a hand on AB's shoulder. Let's just address the fact that, maybe ZZ didn't have your best interests in mind.
You might be onto something.
It's nice of us to think our friends only want good for us, but sometimes they're not always our friends.
Elaborate.
Sometimes, people can turn their backs on a friendship, you understand?
I have
And
logged
then
this
they are
interaction.
no longer your friends, and send you into the middle of a planet.
Processing.
Shaft! Where is Shaft?
Shaft's been inside the... so he was also tied up, so he's hanging out. He's hanging out with you guys.
What do monkey cats eat? Not Fruples, I hope.
I mean, he could try. I think he's sitting there in front of you guys, and he hears his name, and he starts to screech again.
Oh, he recognizes his name? That's cute.
Thank you for your concern, Mr. Human Being, but we're all right. We've got all our friends here, and we would never betray each other. Now, Mr. Fruple King.
Yes, you are very lucky, I'd say, that we had managed to compact this planet's core at its side. This coordinate is for directly next to where it was. I am sorry that someone had originally tried to send you to your death.
All right, but back to the question at
Us-
hand. What do you know
us-
about God?
Like I said, you were sent to the core of a planet. That planet that you have been sent to is Magrathea, home of deep thought.
Of course.
The computer designed to find the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
Okay, I want to search Magrathea into the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
So, when you look into the guide, you find that it tells you the story of the Magratheans, of the ancient Magratheans, and essentially what happened in Magrathea was that the aliens on the planet decided that they needed to discover the answer to life, the universe, and everything. So they built a giant supercomputer to be able to come up with that answer. But when the Magratheans created it, they told them that it would take millions of years to find the answer. And it's about this time in Earth years, in the 1970s, for a deep thought to find the answer to life, the universe, and everything was 42, which is a very unsatisfactory answer. But essentially, what you do know about deep thought is that she has the capability of getting the answer to everything, essentially. And since she's managed to find the answer to life, the universe, and everything, there's a possibility you might not have to wait as long for other answers.
We've got it. All we've got to do is return to the surface of this planet, Magrathea.
Does Usher have any sort of drilling ability or explosive ability?
He has one explosive ability.
No.
I don't think so, but it seems as if the Fruples use the tunnels for the tunnels in which they have at the core of the planet to travel.
Tell us, Fruple King, what do you desire? If you aid us in reaching the surface of Magrathea, we shall endeavor to give thee thy heart's greatest wish. Isn't that correct, Captain Fringle?
Of course. And we shall offer you infinite entertainment.
And friendship, the greatest gift of all, as I have learned.
So I want you to roll for feelings right now. Usher 1, 2, 3, 9.
I got one laser feeling.
Get a laser feeling. So they hear the word friendship, and they don't really understand what that means because as a Fruple colony, they're just bound to each other. Like I said, they're like little Lego pieces, so it's just part of their like DNA to essentially be like one hive. But they don't understand the idea of like being friends with people. But they want to be friends with you. And so the Fruple King says, "All right, shake on it." And he has his little hand out and he sticks it out.
I'll put out my one arm. And I'm assuming it's much larger than him.
Oh yeah. Can you roll? This is stupid, but can you roll for lasers?
Oh no.
You
I
prepared?
think I am prepared to shake hands with someone yet. Well, no, because I failed to do with Paris.
Yeah, you didn't know it.
Yeah.
You didn't know it the first time.
So I'm not prepared, but I'm not an expert on either. So yeah.
Oh, you got lasers. You got it. Wait, no.
No, lasers are
no,
lower. I failed.
You got it?
You failed.
You failed? Oh no. So you go to shake his hand, but as you're doing that, you accidentally crush the Fruple King.
I'll just say, oh, so we are agreed then. Great. Everyone, back to the ship. Fuck.
Yeah, by going through the tunnels.
Do you guys vote for your kings, or is there a coup that we need to do right now?
And all the Fruples kind of like look around, and they one of them checks the Fruple King's pulse. There's definitely no pulse. And all of them kind of look around at each other, and all of a sudden they start cheering and hopping around and yelling and screaming yeah, woo, freedom. And they all you've never seen them this disorganized, but they just start running wildly everywhere and going through the tunnels.
You see, I told you all death was the answer.
You told me that death was never the correct alternative, and that I had to ask for permission for it, but you did not do this.
He specifically asked me to shake his hand. I did not know what that is, but I tried.
Accidental death is permissible.
So, do you guys want to go through the tunnels?
Yeah.
All right, so you guys start heading up through the tunnels, and it takes a while because, like we said, that you're going through the crust of a planet here.
Are they guiding us? The Fruples?
Kind of. They're not really guiding you, but so much as now they get to do whatever they want, you can kind of just follow them through the tunnels.
I want an image of the Fruples on Usher, like a bunch of birds. All in his arms and on his, like, the top of him and stuff.
Oh, definitely.
This is going to be lovely, all you little Fruples, especially since I am now your new Fruple king.
So as you guys are walking through, you finally start to see a light at the end of the tunnel, and this takes a while. But like almost we're gonna say somewhere around 10 to 12 hours, because it, like I said, you're going through the
Is there any food
here.
or water for
And you
Paris?
finally
Or gluttony.
Or gluttony?
I think Gluttony's self-sustaining, and I think he might have eaten a couple of the Fruples.
But he's always fucking hungry.
Yeah, what? He's self-sustaining, that asshole.
Well, he looks at you guys. He's like, "What? Huh? They don't seem to care. I eat one of them, and they just keep running. It's just this endless carelessness that continues to ravage the
Gluttony,
universe."
you're going to have to contain yourself. These are now my people. They're going to enjoy their new home on Exalia.
All right. But there better be some food up there. So you guys are getting up there, and you finally make it, and you finally get it, and there's just tunnels everywhere. You don't know how the hell it looks like sinkholes essentially. But as you get up there, you realize you're in a heavily like jungled area, like forested, but it's like essentially rainforest, but with all sorts of alien trees and birds and animals and such. And as you look around, you start to notice these 3 rocks that seem to be sort of like shaking and moving. And they're in the middle of like the kind of swampy kind of like water of the jungle-ish thing.
Usher would like to scan for life.
This is lovely. This is just like your usual Exalan sky forest.
Excelia sounds beautiful. Can I roll for lasers to like scan for life?
Oh yeah, of course. So I think you are prepared to do that. That's definitely. I think you're an expert too. So because I mean that's
I scan for life so I can destroy life.
exactly. There we go.
2 successes.
2 successes. Perfect. So you scan, and you notice that there's a strange heat signature coming off the 3 rocks in the middle of that swamp.
I believe that those boulders are sentient life. We must be wary.
I will not try to shake hands with them.
Perhaps we should find a route around the swamp.
So you guys are gonna walk around the swamp.
Yeah, away from the rock beast. That's fine.
Okay, how big are they?
They are. I'd say they're about the size of like Stonehenge pieces.
Okay, yeah, I was picturing like little rocks on the ground. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Let's walk around them then.
So you guys reach the other side, and you start to notice as you're looking at the rocks, sort of like face-like structures in the rocks.
Hey Variables, it's Dennis. Like what you're hearing? Then follow us at CTRL Pod on Twitter, or you can email us, controlgrouppod@gmail. Give us suggestions, let us know how we're doing. We just want to grow. You can also become a Patreon now. You can go to patreon.com/controlgroup. Your donations will help us create a website where we can put all the games we test and let indie devs just explore and find new things along with players. The specific tiers allow you to get shoutouts on the show, messages read by your favorite characters, and that pesky secret 3rd episode of Estomagosi Corazones. Well, you should probably get back to listening. I don't want to keep you that long. Love you.
Hello?
One of them, you can see one of them like, it's almost like each one is a face, and you can see like one of them kind of shifts as if it's sleeping, like it heard Paris, and it kind of shifts as if it was having a dream or something like that.
Paris Dawkins, do not engage with the extraterrestrial life form.
Alright. I just everything's new to me, so I don't know what the cultures are like out here, so I'm sorry, yeah.
You are forgiven, Paris Dawkins.
All of a sudden, you start to hear kind of like a...
But what if he's in trouble, you know?
They sound just like Balerian space pigs. They're so lovely to pet and eat.
Paris, I want you to roll for 1 die of feelings.
I succeeded with a 6.
All right, perfect. So you managed to, with your hello, you managed to wake one of the rocks up, and you can start to notice that it's like weird. Like you could tell that it's like solid rock, but these 3 things are like they're like golems of some kind in a way, you know. And one of them kind of eyeballs Paris and kind of starts to like copy Paris's like face and like facial like your facial expressions. It's definitely like waking up and trying to understand Paris.
Perhaps if we remain still, it won't see us.
But it's kind of nice, you know, to actually look at something with emotions for once. No offense, you guys, but...
It is ugly.
Everyone have your towels at the ready.
The other 2 rocks heard ugly coming from 1239, and both of them start to wake up and look at the at Chew Unit.
Did they get googly eyes?
If you want to imagine it like that, yeah.
Well, if they're copying his facial expression.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Just googly eyes.
Definitely googly eyes then, yeah.
Maybe we should continue on and look for deep thought. And not just do this. I don't know. Oh, that's very large.
And then all three of them are starting to catch up on the way that you're speaking and the way that they're looking at you. And they start to speak, start to copy essentially everything you say.
I'm afraid to speak.
Yes. But so as you guys are speaking to them, you're getting more and more frustrated with the fact that these like weird rock creatures, it's like they don't have a mind of their own. It's like they're just like copy. It's like that Doctor Who episode of with David Tennant on the train, and they just keep copying everything that the people on the train say, and it's like irritating, guys, almost.
Greetings. I am Usher 1239. I am Usher 1239. You are not Usher 1239. I am Usher. You are not Usher 1239. Analyzing voice protocol. Usher 1. No.
All right. So we've learned that the rocks on this planet are extremely similar to the rocks on most planets, which is that they're very unintelligent.
Captain Pringle, I cannot isolate your voice.
This is me over here.
Usher starts walking towards the rocks.
No. Usher, no.
So Usher, as you start walking towards the rocks, you start to notice that the swamp is like you start getting like it's harder and harder to move through it, but you are a giant death-seeking robot, so it's not impossible for you. So you finally make it over the rocks, and as you make it to the rocks, it's like all of a sudden the rock looks at you and says, "Hello, Usher 1239. I am Usher 1239.
I'll stare back into its googly eyes, and then retract one of my claws to form a weapon, to form a laser.
You could start to notice that something on the rock is also forming. It's like another arm is growing out, and then you notice that the rock starts to change into what also looks like a laser.
Cease your imitation of my unit, or prepare to face the consequences.
It is not an imitation, it is simply a better model.
Oh, God.
There is only one version of the extraterrestrial humanoid contamination harvester unit. They were made perfect.
Perfect is simply a word that I would use to describe myself. Do not throw such words around.
Give the command.
Usher!
Yo, kick his
I
ass!
just realized that they may be actually exceedingly intelligent as they understand your words and are speaking to you without a babelfish, which may be impossible for most alien races.
So as A.B. Fringle, as you're doing that, you start to notice that the middle rock is starting to carve itself a little bit to be about the same shape. It's not the exact shape as you, but it's essentially the silhouette of another A.B. Fringle. And it looks at you and says, "Oh, it's so nice to meet you."
Go ahead, Usher. Now is the time.
Destroy! I want to take a shot at it.
Are you going to attempt to destroy this rock?
I want to shoot it with my laser.
Okay, roll for lasers. And so you are an expert in shooting lasers. You're definitely prepared. Go ahead and shoot it.
2 successes.
2. So you shoot the rock, and you shoot it straight, like, in the center of it, and it's definitely damaged. But as it turns around, as it kind of picks itself back up, you notice that it grows another arm, almost, and then, like, the hole where you shot it starts to fill up with more rock. And you can see the outlines are slowly becoming just like you. Paris, as you can see, the third rock is slowly becoming your shape, but before it does that, it's slowly starting to come out of the bog a little bit.
I walk up to my rock and I say, "Oh, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery."
Oh, that's so nice of you. It's too bad that I'll have to replace you.
Oh, that doesn't sound very good. All right, Usher, let's get out of here. Mr. Paris.
I have engaged in extermination. I must not stop.
It's alright, I believe in you. You can take on your own rock, bud. I've got my own issues
So,
to deal
to avoid being
Stand
racist,
down for
I won't
rock.
copy the voice. I'm gonna admit that I'm white. That's what I'm
I
gonna
was
do.
wondering what you were going to do.
But anyway, so the rock creature that looks like you, Paris, kind of like stares into you a little bit and looks at you and says, "The kids aren't going to be so okay." And you start to realize that I want you to roll one. I want you to roll one die for feelings right now.
That's a failure too.
So I think you start to freak out a little bit, and this is where your fatal flaw is starting to come into play. You have this sudden urge to almost like you don't know where to go, but it's like you need, like if there's a kid somewhere in this forest, you need to go. It's like this guy's coming after something.
Yeah, I think Paris is just gonna turn around and just start bolting deeper into the forest.
As you bolt, the Paris, the other Paris looks at the clone Paris starts. At this point, all 3 rocks have changed like they're actually all 3 of you. And right now, Shaft and Gluttony are having like their animal instincts are kind of kicking in right now, and they're kind of like freaking out. They're like, how the hell can there be 2 of each person right now? And I think Gluttony is gonna freak out and like run, or not run, float after Paris. And all 3 of them look at you 3. Look at you, AB, and Usher 1239, and all 3 of them say, all 3 of them like simultaneously in like this deep, like the way you think a rock would say it, look at you and say, "Run."
Usher 1239 has never run from a battle,
"No, Mr. Human Being," and I run after them.
but I will follow my friends. I'll jet off. My rocket shoes.
It's perfect. So you start to run off, and you notice, and I'm gonna say that Nick, you pick up Marcus and AB Fingal as you
Flying
turn
around
around.
with
You
it.
notice that. Yeah, exactly.
It's like that scene in Toy Story with Buzz Lightyear and Woody.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what it is. But as you turn around, you notice that like the clone Usher 1239 is doing the exact same thing. And there's a Paris, and there's a Paris and an AB Fringle and an Usher 1239 with rocket shoes running, gearing towards you right now.
Oh man, it's like a dogfight. This is awesome.
I think they just wanted to race.
Right now, I'd say they are about 20 feet behind you right now.
Usher's just gonna try and fly above the trees, get higher, above the canopy.
So you fly above. So you fly above the trees and above the canopy, and you start to notice far off past the forest is just plains, like nothing, just straight up, like it's like in the middle of it's like mid-America, like just completely like it's like alien grass for as far as the eye can see.
It would be better to go to a less hostile terrain.
That's all right, geological beings. We're just on our way to find deep thought. If you wanted to know the answer to the life, the universe, and everything, it's 42, so you don't need to follow us.
You do not fear for your life.
Suddenly, you start to see lasers kind of shooting past you guys.
42!
Usher will release flares.
Perfect. So, actually, can you roll lasers for that? And you're an expert,
I'm
so
prepared.
you're an expert and you're prepared.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
This is your.
That doesn't make any sense. 3 successes. Full success.
Oh, perfect. Oh my god, that's awesome. Okay, so when you shoot the flares, the Usher 1239, what it didn't pick up when it was copying you was essentially your maneuver systems. One of the things that it didn't pick up yet. So it like starts to follow some of the flares. I mean, you can see it kind of moving off in a different direction. What you don't know now is that now that it essentially picked up more about what you can do. So there's no more people following you right now. But as you start to notice that below you is just trees. And you can't see Paris anywhere.
While we have time, we should try and regroup with our friends.
I've been looking as far as I can see, Usher, and I don't see anyone. But don't worry, we still have these towels.
Usher's going to try and descend into the forest, where he thinks that they would have gotten to, based off of their speed.
I want you to roll lasers, and you're prepared and an expert.
3 successes. Ka-chow!
So you start to scan for Paris. Since you scanned and you got 3 successes, so you start to scan and you realize you identify the way in which you came. So you find where the hole you came out of was, the tunnel that you came out of was, but there is absolutely no sign of Paris right now.
Even away from that, within the direction they were running?
Yeah, there's no sign of Paris anywhere.
A.B. Fringle, most distressing news. I have scanned the forest and have no sign of Gluttony, Shaft, or Paris Dawkins.
I'm sure they're just having fun on this new planet.
I do not share your optimism, A.B. Fringle, but one day I will hope to learn.
I'll teach you everything I know. We know that they're on their way to find deep thought, as I explained just before we left the core of the planet. Well, 12 hours ago. Anyways.
Are you suggesting that if we find deep thought, we will meet them there?
Hopefully.
Correlation is not causation.
As you guys are discussing the means in which you are to find Paris, you definitely, on your way running, you got knocked out by something. You think it might have been a branch or something like that of one of the trees that you were running with. And you start to wake up. But as you wake up, you notice that you are in some sort of it's like, the movie references aren't going to come to an end here. It's like essentially a dark room, like completely dark around you, but you can see around where you are. It's like the scene in Stranger Things when Eleven does that thing where she puts her face in a tub of water. Yeah, like that.
When she's in a sensory deprivation chamber? Is that what you mean by tub of water?
Yeah, so essentially you're in a sensory deprivation chamber, but your senses aren't deprived except for your ability to see past the wall of darkness that's sitting in front of you. And that is where we're going to end this session for today. Thank you again, everybody, for listening to Attack of the Fields, or Higher Than 4, Less Than 2. My name is Hadley. I have been your DM, and then we have...
I'm Marcus. I play A.B. Fringle.
I'm Nick. I play Usher 1239.
And I'm Dennis. I play Paris Dawkins.
What a fucking cliffhanger.
All right, and we'll catch you next time.
less than 2.